What kind of man is this? Even the sea and the wind obey him. And this we heard in the gospel. Only God can do it because Jesus has both the human and the divine nature. Jesus has the human and the divine will. In fact, this issue on Jesus' person and his relation with God the Father is one of the earliest controversies and issues in the church. During the first 2 centuries of the church, the discussion was on Jesus' person, on his nature, on his will, his relation with the Father. And of course, we have the teachings of the apostles and also the disciples of the apostles who expanded on Christian theology. The disciples of the apostles are called the fathers of the church, and one of them is Saint Ireneaus. If Saint Ireneaus is a contributor in the church teaching, it is his contribution on the theology of the church, especially focusing on Jesus, focusing on his nature, his relationship with the Father. Precisely that concept of the Trinity, that there's one God in three divine person, that Jesus is Lord and God, he is human and divine. These are some of the contributions of Saint Irenaeus. And we have to realize that the very first council, the very first ecumenical council of the church is the Council of Nicaea in 125. And this was convened by the Pope and the bishops all over the world in order to discuss and to tackle issues, controversies, doctrinal and moral. But the Council of Nicaea has focused more on the teachings of the church, on the doctrinal issue, especially on Jesus and God. So today, there is this saint, a martyr, a bishop, a Greek bishop who has inspired us with his teaching, his defense of the Christian faith, especially against heresies, against Gnosticism, which was the prevailing philosophy during the time. He has expanded the Christian theology in such a way that we now fully understand our relationship with Jesus and Jesus' relationship with God. And so we realize that we live because of Jesus, and the grace of the grace of God is given to us through our Lord Jesus, so that we have to live fully alive as human being. That's why I have mentioned at the beginning of the Mass, the person who coined this quotation, the glory of God is in the person who is fully alive, is Saint Irenaeus. We should live fully alive as Christians, as disciples of Jesus, committed to the teachings of our Lord, to the teachings of our Christian faith. Through the inspiration of Saint Irenaeus, may we always follow the will of God.